In this video, I'm going to go over how to overcome common creativity blocks. So the first block is punishing failure. So whether we're talking about child development or an adult in the workplace, punishing failure kills natural creativity. And the truth is that every successful company or person fails their way to success because that's how we learn and grow. But unfortunately, too often in the workplace, people are reprimanded, criticized, or penalized for making mistakes or failed attempts. And the only time failure should be addressed as a negative thing is if the people are not learning from their mistakes or they continue to do them over and over. So the solution to this block is to encourage people to try new things. And when mistakes are made or attempts are unsuccessful, encourage them to question the results and learn from the experience. You want to reward honesty when an employee comes to you with a problem and encourage them and make them feel comfortable when they have made a mistake. So the next block is micromanaging. Nothing gets in the way of creativity or innovation more than a manager that likes to micromanage. Because controlling someone else's actions and time is the exact opposite of encouraging creativity. In a manager's job, they're supposed to monitor their staff, but it's even more important to support their staff and to utilize their staff's potential. So keep in mind that by micromanaging, you're also telling people that you don't trust them. And so the solution is to coach employees instead of micromanaging them. And so here are keys to effective coaching. Provide them with clearly defined goals and give them the freedom to find solutions. Ask open-ended questions to help them draw out their ideas. Give specific, accurate, but non-judgmental feedback so that they can learn from their mistakes and improve. And also have high standards and support them to reach them and hold them accountable. So another block is only focusing on efficiency. So many companies try to focus on how they can be more efficient and productive so that they can give people more work, ultimately in the same amount of time. But the problem with that is that people need some downtime to think and to process and to explore ideas. None of that is efficient. So the solution is to find a way to balance efficiency and creativity, because you cannot expect to have 100% efficiency and at the same time expect a creative environment. There is value in the efficient time. Productivity doesn't always look like something is getting done. Have and share a clear vision and strategic goals for your staff, and then allow them the downtime and the playtime in which to have these creative goals on their mind so they can address them. And another block is interruptions. Interruptions are a killer to creativity and people's ability to get in a state of flow. And actually, studies have shown that distractions take away over 2 hours of work time every day per employee. So the solution here is to keep in mind that an interruption involves two people: the person interrupting because they need something and the person who's being interrupted. And so there has to be two different approaches to deal with this. So for the person interrupting, they need to ask themselves if this is truly essential for them to be able to need to interrupt the other party at this particular moment, or if it's something that they can talk about later or that maybe could be sent in an email. And so you want to establish guidelines for your staff. And so for the person who's being interrupted, the way that you handle that is to encourage them to be open about communicating when is a good time or a bad time for being interrupted. So for instance, you could create a signal that your employees can use to indicate that they need to focus, such as something that they put on their door. And you can also encourage them to determine specific times when questions and concerns that are diverted earlier on can be addressed later. So by telling people when to expect to get a response again, it makes them feel more comfortable avoiding interrupting them in the first place. And so another block is meetings. Now, meetings are necessary. And in fact, they're often where creative ideas, important decisions, and breakthroughs actually happen. But there is a cost to meetings that aren't that productive. Because think about it, if you have 10 people in a meeting for 1 hour, that is 10 work hours used up. And so the solution here is to consider whether individual meetings are truly necessary or if there's a more efficient way to address the needs of the meeting. And when a meeting is needed, be prepared, stay focused, and only require those to attend who actually need to be there. So if you can address these common blocks, you are going to be far ahead of the game as far as creating a workplace that enhances creativity.